Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I'm pleased to have you here today. Today, we'll be exploring the shelf life of herbal medicines. This is a fascinating topic that covers how long these natural remedies remain effective and safe to use. In this presentation, we'll discuss factors affecting shelf life, storage conditions, and best practices to preserve their potency. So, let's get started and dive into this important aspect of herbal medicine. Welcome to this next section, where we focus on the introduction to herbal medicines. As many of you know, herbal medicines are actually quite complex. They are made up of a mixture of various plant-based constituents. This complexity is part of what makes their study and quality control so interesting and important. Now, an essential aspect of herbal medicines is stability. When we talk about stability, we're referring to how well these products maintain their quality, safety, and efficacy over time. It's not just about making a product that works today, but ensuring it remains effective and safe during its entire shelf life. Speaking of shelf life, this is a key concept. It refers to the period during which the herbal product stays within specified quality standards. After this period, the product might start to degrade or lose its intended benefits, which is why knowing and managing shelf life is so critical. All of these factors, stability and shelf life, are vital for gaining regulatory approval. They also play a crucial role in ensuring patient safety. After all, we want to make sure that the herbal medicines people use are both safe and effective throughout their entire use. So, as we move forward, keep in mind that understanding these stability and shelf life aspects is fundamental to developing high-quality herbal products that meet regulatory requirements and truly benefit patients. Let's take a closer look at the definition of shelf life. Shelf life refers to the period during which a product remains safe and effective to use. Specifically, it's the time during which the product retains its chemical stability, meaning it doesn't undergo undesirable chemical changes. It also includes maintaining physical integrity, so the product doesn't break down or change in appearance or texture. Additionally, microbiological quality is crucial, ensuring that harmful microorganisms don't develop or proliferate. This period is determined through stability studies, which are conducted under specific, controlled conditions to simulate real-world storage. These studies help us understand how a product behaves over time. The shelf life we determine from these studies is directly linked to the expiry date labeling on the product. Understanding shelf life is essential because it guides us in ensuring that the product remains safe, effective, and of high quality throughout its intended use. It's a fundamental aspect of product management and quality assurance in our industry. Let's talk about some of the challenges we face with herbal medicines. One of the main issues is that these systems are often complex and multi-component, making standardization and quality control quite difficult. Additionally, the raw materials can vary significantly, depending on factors like harvest time, location, and processing methods. This variability can impact the consistency and efficacy of the final product. Another challenge is that herbal medicines often lack a single active ingredient, unlike conventional pharmaceuticals, which complicates identification and quality assurance. They are also highly sensitive to environmental conditions such as light, moisture, and temperature, which can affect their stability and potency. To address these issues, fingerprinting techniques like chromatography are essential. These methods help us create detailed profiles of herbal products, ensuring their authenticity and quality. Now, moving to the importance of stability testing. This is critical because it confirms that the product maintains its quality over time. It helps prevent degradation and contamination, which could compromise safety and effectiveness. Stability testing also supports the claims we make on labels, like expiry dates and storage conditions, giving consumers confidence. Finally, it's important to note that stability testing is mandatory for product registration around the world. It's a key part of ensuring that herbal medicines are safe, effective, and reliable for consumers everywhere. All these efforts are vital in overcoming the challenges and ensuring that herbal medicines can be trusted and used effectively. Let's take a closer look at the Indian regulatory requirements under AYUSH, specifically Rule 161B of the Drugs and Cosmetics Act. One of the key points here is that the shelf life of herbal products must be scientifically justified. This means we need to conduct proper stability testing to determine how long the product remains effective and safe to use. Regarding stability conditions, for long-term testing, we typically store the products at 30 degrees Celsius with 65% relative humidity. For accelerated testing, we use 40 degrees Celsius with 75% relative humidity. It's also important to note that a minimum of 3 batches should be tested to ensure consistency and reliability of the stability data. Now, shifting to WHO stability testing conditions, the long-term stability testing is usually done at 25 degrees Celsius with a variance of plus or minus 2 degrees, and 60% relative humidity with a plus or minus 5%. Accelerated testing, on the other hand, is conducted at 40 degrees Celsius with a plus or minus 2 degrees variation, and 75% relative humidity with a plus or minus 5%. The typical duration for long-term stability studies ranges from 12 to 36 months, while accelerated studies are generally carried out for at least 6 months. All of these parameters form part of the broader regulatory framework we need to follow to ensure our herbal products meet quality and safety standards. Understanding and adhering to these stability testing conditions is crucial for compliance and for guaranteeing that our products are effective throughout their shelf life. In this slide, I'll walk you through the key steps in the stability testing procedure. First, we start by selecting at least 3 batches to ensure our data is reliable and representative. These batches are then stored in their final packaging, mimicking real-world conditions. At predetermined intervals, we take samples, which helps us monitor how the product behaves over time. These samples are tested according to established specifications to check for critical quality attributes. All the data we gather is carefully recorded, and trend analysis is performed to identify any patterns or deviations. This process ultimately allows us to estimate the product's shelf life accurately. Now, moving on to the types of stability studies, we have the long-term or real-time studies, which are conducted under normal storage conditions. Accelerated studies are performed at higher temperatures or humidity levels to predict long-term stability more quickly. We may also do intermediate studies if needed, especially when initial results indicate some instability. Photostability studies, according to ICH-Q1B guidelines, assess how the product responds to light exposure, which is crucial for light-sensitive formulations. And finally, in-use stability studies evaluate how the product holds up during actual use, such as after opening or during handling. All these different types of studies work together to ensure the safety, efficacy, and quality of our products throughout their shelf life. Let's take a closer look at the role of marker compounds. These compounds are used as quality indicators in herbal products and natural medicines. They help us monitor degradation patterns over time, which is crucial for ensuring product stability and efficacy. For example, alkaloids and flavonoids are common marker compounds that can tell us a lot about the quality of a product. Why are they essential? Well, in many cases, there isn't a single active pharmaceutical ingredient, so these markers become our key reference points for quality assessment. They provide a measurable parameter that we can track consistently. When it comes to parameters, we look at several aspects. Physically, we check the color, odor, and texture, simple but important indicators of freshness and integrity. Chemically, we analyze the marker compounds directly and perform assays to quantify them. This helps confirm that the product still contains the right active constituents. We also consider microbiological parameters, like total microbial count and the presence of pathogens. Ensuring microbiological safety is vital for consumer health. Moisture content, pH, and viscosity are other critical parameters. They influence the stability and usability of the product. Lastly, we need to verify that the container and closure are compatible with the product. This prevents contamination and ensures the product remains effective throughout its shelf life. All these parameters together give us a comprehensive picture of quality, tying back to the overall goal of delivering safe, effective herbal medicines. Now, let's discuss labeling and storage conditions. The expiry date of a pharmaceutical product is determined based on stability data, which ensures the medication remains safe and effective throughout its shelf life. When storing these products, it's important to follow specific instructions, such as storing below 30 degrees Celsius to prevent degradation, and protecting the product from light and moisture, which can compromise stability. Packaging plays a crucial role here. Proper packaging helps maintain the integrity of the product by shielding it from environmental factors. To evaluate stability data, we use the no significant change criteria, meaning the product must meet certain standards without showing meaningful degradation over time. We apply statistical analysis, specifically according to ICH-Q1E guidelines, to interpret stability data accurately. This analysis allows us to extrapolate the shelf life, giving us a scientific basis to assign an appropriate expiry date. Importantly, stability isn't just assessed once. Ongoing stability monitoring is essential to ensure the product remains within its specifications throughout its entire shelf life. All of these steps are part of our commitment to ensuring that every medication remains safe and effective for patients, from manufacturing to the moment it reaches the end user. Shelf life is essentially the period during which a herbal medicine remains safe, effective, and maintains acceptable quality, as long as it's stored properly. We determine this through stability testing, which includes both long-term and accelerated studies to predict how the product will behave over time. These tests evaluate physical properties, chemical markers. Since herbal products are complex, we look at specific marker compounds rather than a single active ingredient and microbiological safety. Temperature, humidity, light exposure, and packaging all play significant roles in how well a product holds up. Because herbal medicines are intricate mixtures, relying on marker compounds helps us monitor stability more accurately. It's also important to note that these processes and standards are guided by international and national organizations like WHO, ICH, and AYUSH in India, ensuring consistency and safety. The ultimate goal is to make sure the herbal product remains stable, safe, and effective up until its expiry date, so consumers can trust its quality throughout its shelf life. Let's conclude by emphasizing that stability testing is truly essential for ensuring the quality of herbal products. Regulatory bodies around the world place a strong emphasis on three key aspects: scientific validation, marker-based analysis, and real-time data. These elements are crucial because they help us verify that herbal medicines are safe, effective, and consistent from batch to batch. When we incorporate these practices, we're not just meeting standards, we're also building trust with consumers and ensuring the products deliver what they promise. So, in the end, stability testing is a fundamental part of standardizing herbal medicines and safeguarding public health. For further support, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to help you with any questions or additional guidance you might need. You can contact us through the provided details, and we'll be happy to assist you. Thank you so much for your time and attention today. Remember, we're committed to supporting your success, so feel free to get in touch whenever you need. Thank you again for being part of this presentation.